channel and welcome back to all of that. I know, it looks a little bit full, but I decided to just prepare everything so I don't have to do it while I'm making the video and everything goes faster. Let's hope it does. So today I did start a poll on my Facebook group and I asked you to pick between two things. And both of them are my favorites. I love them both. And you guys, or girls, ladies, you picked this one, and this one is called Голубчики. Or, I don't know how you call it in German. I forgot the word, but however, it's Russian. This one is Russian. It's called Голубцы. We call it Голубчики, which sounds a little bit nicer. And, it's cabbage, filled cabbage. So that's what it is. And to make it, you will need tomato sauce, around 50, I believe there's 15 or 16 ounces in one of those. Also, I have paprika and bay leaves. I have rice, and this is half a cup. And I'm going to start out, before I show you the rest, I'm going to start out with the rice because I need to put hot water on it. So, I just boiled my water here. And I'm just going to put some hot water on it. I'm going to strain it later, so it doesn't matter how much you put on it, you just have to cover it. All right? Because I want the rice to soften up a bit. In the time I am preparing all the other stuff, and I will just put it aside and strain it a little later. Okay, so we need that. We do need parsley and dill weed. I really need to get to a store and get fresh one and freeze it. Excuse me. I had to step away for a second. 2 tomatoes, you don't really have to do that, but normally when I start out cooking something like that, I look through my fridge and I saw that the two, you know, they were here for a couple days already and they start to get bumpy. So I will just use them because whereas tomato sauce, you know, you can put tomatoes in there. I do have 1 pack of frozen bell peppers here. You can use 1 or 2 fresh peppers if you like. I also have 2 onions, and those were the smaller ones, you know, and I just cut them in slices like this. You know, if you like it smaller, you can totally do that. So those are 2 onions. I have a mix of salt and pepper because I'm so professional now. Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I have 2 teaspoons of salt and 1 teaspoon of pepper in here. I have pre-cut 2 carrots and I cut them. You can totally shred them, but today my hands were not too good for shredding because I had a major surgery on both of my armpits and my arms don't work sometimes. But however, you can cut them or shred them. 2 carrots. And I also have around 1.5 pounds of ground meat. Today I will be having a mix. This is beef. 2 of them are beef and 1 of them is pork. And I make ground pork by myself. I buy the cheap meat and then I just grind it. I have a machine for that. However, as a tip, as you can see, they are all in this little snack baggies. So I always know that this is kind of a portion. Sometimes I need 2 and sometimes I need 3 when I'm cooking. Just because I know already how much meat I will need. So every time I have fresh meat on sale, I will go ahead and put it into the little baggies. Now, you cannot freeze them like that because those are not freezer baggies. But I just take a big Ziploc freezer bag and I stick them all in there. So I fit like, I don't know, maybe 20 of those or whatever it is in one big freezer bag, which is good because then I can just take out a portion and I can thaw it really quick, and all the rest of it is portioned already and stays in one bag. I don't have to use a billion freezer bags. I can just get the cheap ones, snack bags. Any snack bag will do, even from Dollar Tree. Those I got with my coupons for just really 10 cents a pack or something like that. I don't know, it was super cheap. It might have been for free anyways. However, we will need 1.5 pounds. I have here around this amount. And I also had a medium cabbage, which I put into my microwave and then I cut it. So I did make a little clip for that so you know what to do with your cabbage. And I'm going to insert it right here. Okay, the first thing we want to do, I don't know, we only have the small ones in our store, so I would rather have a bigger one, but we only have the small ones. So I'm going to cut out this part. I don't know how you call it in English. We call it kachirishka. So this has to come out because we don't need it, you know. You can cut it out completely, or you just cut it like this, but I will try and cut it out completely without cutting my fingers off. I'm just glad my hubby doesn't see that. It's actually not too hard. This one is a pretty young cabbage, I would say. So, okay. That's what I do. I just take this piece out. We will need a plate and put it on a plate. And I will put it into the microwave. I don't know. I will see. I would turn on 5 minutes and then see after 3 minutes if it's good enough for me or if I need to go more. But let me put it in the microwave for the first round. Okay, so it has been 6 minutes now. Be careful because that's hot. I'm going to take it off, and I know it's hot and I know I'm gonna burn myself, but I'm just gonna hold it with my fork right here. And I do need a second fork, which I of course forgot. But I will take my second fork. I will see where the leaves are, and I will just take the leaves off. And I have a second plate over there, you know, just to put the leaves on there, and I will take them off. Always look where your upper leaf is. So just take them off like that. Look how easy it is. So it was 6 minutes in the microwave. And when I have some that are not cooked through, I will just throw them just like that into the microwave for a minute or so, because I need to roll my meat into it. And I don't want the meat to break. So, you know, see, this one is a little bit harder just because it's the nature of the cabbage. It's just a little bit different. But the more you go into the inside, the harder it will be. But you see, it's not really hard. And I will take off as many as I can because me personally, I like cabbage, and I will probably not fill that much in there. But for the rest of it, like this, I will just cut it up for the next time I cook cabbage soup, and I will put it into a small baggie and then freeze it, because when I cook cabbage soup, it doesn't matter. I can use frozen cabbage. And this piece will go into the other baggie for my broth. So I do really keep like all of the veggie pieces, and it's just a second for me. And I'm even gonna show you. There it is, I filled it up already. So my veggie baggie is actually full, and we are having Costco chicken, or we had Costco chicken just recently, so I do have more bones, so, you know, it's ready for the broth. If you didn't watch the video with how I make my broth, I will try not forget to link it down below. Otherwise, it's on my channel, so you can see that there are not too many videos. This one I will probably just keep for the cabbage soup because I don't need many. My daughter doesn't eat cabbage. She doesn't eat anything I cook, basically, almost, because she has her own taste and she doesn't like meat in general. But see this? Can you tell? It's not cooked. So those will go in for a couple more minutes into the microwave just to soften up. And every time you feel that it's not cooked, just a couple minutes, not too much. This one is so-so, but those like on the top, they are really, really good. You can see that I can just do whatever I want to do with them and they don't break. So this is what you want, because you are going to roll the meat in there. And I will just see how many I need. I probably don't even need to put any into the microwave, because I do have 4, 5, 6. I'm probably gonna make like around 8 or 10, we will see. But this is how you prepare your cabbage. And now let's go back to the video. So now that you have seen what I did to my cabbage, I will show you. All I did is just, let's say this was one part, and I cut in the middle. I cut the, you know how they have this piece? I still have the leftover here. So I cut straight next to it and straight next to it from the other side. And I would get 2 of those. So this is what you need, and they have to be like this. You have to be able to fold them and do whatever without them ripping or damaging or anything like that. Now, I will start out by frying my filling. That's not really a filling. I will fry my veggies first, and for that I have to, you know, get somewhere else. All right. Meet BJ over there, because it's hot and he's laying on the tiles and he wants to see what I'm doing here, right? And I have my stuff which I prepared over there as well. Just don't pay attention to that. What I do need is olive oil, and I want to cover all of it. It's not much. I cannot tell you. I am not measuring my olive oil, so you just have to cover the bottom of your pan so you can actually fry. And not much is coming out of this. By the way, this is a bottle from Dollar Tree, and this might have come from Dollar Tree as well. I'm not sure, but yeah, this is what it is. What I'm gonna do is to fry my veggies, and I'm gonna go in this order. I will put my onions in, and then I will put my carrots in and my bell peppers. I'm waiting. You can always feel if you can start or not, but you don't have to have it super hot like for your meat. Okay, so I will start out with my onion, and I will let it fry just for a little bit, maybe for 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so I'm sorry I did not film the part where I fried it all, but it was really easy. Toss your onions in there, fry them for 5 minutes, and then toss your carrots and the bell peppers on top and fry for 10 more minutes, or until they get like this. I put them in a smaller pan just to be able to show you. This is just the veggies. There is nothing else in there yet. But I cannot lift up the bigger pan, so it's easier for me to do it this way. Now this is fried just like I want to. I don't have any salt or pepper in there yet. It's just pure veggies. And what I'm gonna do now is to use my paprika, and it's 2 tablespoons. I measured for you because I figured maybe when I just toss it in there without measuring, you might not know how much it is. I know because I do it all the time, right? But maybe I should measure a little. I tried. So I like to fry it a little bit. It's just what I do because I think that the smell and the taste just gets better when you fry the paprika a little. It's really not much, maybe like around a minute or so. And while I was waiting for my veggies to fry, I went ahead and I washed the dishes that I had from earlier and from the cooking. So, you know, just don't waste your time or anything. I also had a cup of iced coffee because it's triple digits where I am. So, you know, cooking is not that easy. And yeah, while I was talking, this should be enough. I'm just going to put the tomato sauce right on top. And I will turn it down because otherwise it's going to go everywhere. Your tomato sauce is going to be just everywhere. Let me see. Okay, I only want this to be like not too fluid because I want to take out a part of it, and I will do so right now. Half of what I made, I will put into my meat. And I'm going to take it out onto my plate so it cools down quicker, because I really want this to be cooled down. My meat is still cool and I don't want it to cook in this. Okay, however, now, because this is gone, I can put the rest of my tomato sauce right in there. And I also measured the water for you, and let's see. It should be, okay, I have 2 cups of water I put in there. And you remember we had the mix. I have 2, what do I have? 2 tablespoons salt. No, I'm lying. 2 teaspoons salt and 1 teaspoon pepper in here. And 1/3 of it, so 1 teaspoon, I will use for this. Maybe 1.5. And then the rest of it will go into my meat. So for this, I just wanted to, you know, boil a little bit. It doesn't matter. I also pre-cut my tomatoes. The 2 I had just in little pieces. You can cut them in whatever pieces you want. I just want them to be in there so they don't go bad in my fridge. And isn't it? Let me think about it. No, I also have the 2 bay leaves for this part. Okay, and while I'm at it, I will also put parsley and dill in there. And this is like really, I don't know how much. This is 1 teaspoon, I'm pretty sure. And 1 teaspoon of dill. Okay, now this part, what I showed you with the frying of the veggies, it's the part where it's a base. The Russians use it for different recipes, actually. I will do the same thing when I cook my borscht, so the cabbage soup. I will do the same thing when I make my veggie sauce. I will do the same thing for a couple different recipes. So if I film something else with this base, I will not show you the base anymore, probably, because it just takes up. Why do I show you the same thing all the time? I don't know. I will probably just reference you to this video. So this is a base, a very important base, because we love it. Because it's so simple, right? I will just let this boil for just a little bit. It doesn't really have to, but why not, right? And while this is boiling, I had my, I will put this into the freezer just for a minute. Okay, I hope this will be understandable. I'm afraid. So I'm mixing my meat, the rice, which I had in boiled water or boiling hot water for 10 minutes or so. And now I'm putting the veggies in there. That's gonna be so good. I can't wait. Sometimes I just can't wait to eat what I made. And the rest of the salt pepper mix just on top. And now I'm going to do this with my hands. So if you don't like this, you can do it with a spoon. But I'm totally going to do this with my hands, because this is the only way for you to really get a good mix. Oh, sorry about that. I want this to be mixed up really, really good. I remember the time when I was a child, I loved to mix ground meat, right? Because children love to do everything. And then when I was a teenager, I just didn't want to touch it because it was gross. And now I'm back to touching everything. It's like with me and my paper. You know, you have to touch your stuff. Okay, so now this is mixed really well. This is how it's gonna look like. Doesn't it look delicious already? To me it does, because I know what it's gonna be. Now let me wash my hands real quick. Okay, now I have a tablespoon right here, and I did get another pan which looks like this. You want the sides to be up, right? So I will layer mine in here. The first thing I do is, and this is gonna be hard to show, but I will just put some of this fluidly sauce on the bottom. I will show you, because I really don't want to move the cam all the time. It's really good right now. So looks like that. I'm gonna go right next to me, and now we are gonna make our голубчики, and this is how you do that. I will show you an empty one just so you know, kind of. I know the Russians know that, but that's what you do. You kind of make this. Does it make sense? You know, when you want to give your children some, I don't know, some M&Ms in a piece of paper, you get the piece of paper, the straight side on the bottom, you fold it, and you fold it, and then you have this where you can put your stuff in. So this is kind of how we are going to do that. So what we do will be, we'll take 1 spoon, put it right in the middle. Now we fold this side over, and then we fold the other side over. We basically get the triangle right here. And I know that the meat is coming out here, so you can push it back in, and then you fold the upper part inside with the meat. Look, now you have a triangle. And it's filled. That's, to me, a very, very easy way to fill them. You can also, let me see. You can also do it another way. You can fill it like this. That's probably easier for you. Then you just roll the whole thing up. And then you do the same thing with the sides. You just push them in there. 1, and the second one. So you will get kind of a rolled one. But to me, I feel like the triangle is much easier to make. So I'm gonna make a triangle. I will put it in the middle, and I will do this, and then I will do that, and I will pay attention that, you know, here our M&Ms don't fall out of there, right? Okay, and then I'll just press the meat in there with my cabbage. And this is going to hold everything. See? I can turn it. That's why it's very important for your cabbage to be bendable. That's the reason why. So that's why I had it in my microwave. So some people will go ahead, and after they build this голубчик, they will go ahead and fry them on both sides. I don't do it. I think I can skip this step. You know, a lot of people don't do it. Some people do it. So just whatever you feel like. And I will show you more. So you take your meat, you put it into the middle, you make a triangle, and then you make another triangle. You try to keep your M&Ms in there, you know, so they don't fall out. And then you just hold it and push the meat right in there. Does it make sense? If you have never done this, just like with crafting, see, I had too much here, it's falling out. Just like with crafting, while you watch this, don't be afraid, but while you watch this video, prepare everything. I promise it will make sense once you do it. Prepare everything and then follow me. You know, turn on the video. There you go. Half of your cabbage leaf. Fold it. And then fold it again. Don't be worried. The leaf should be, if you had it in your microwave, It should be so bendable, nothing is going to happen. If your leaves start to rip or something, then you should put it into the microwave again. Just put them in there just like that for another 2 minutes or so. And I'm just going to continue. You know, if I have smaller leaves or whatever, I don't care what kind of leaves I have. You know, I will just fill them all because they will work out. Triangles right there. It's for some reason harder to do it on cam than when you just do it while you cook. Just push everything in there, cover it up with your cabbage, get your triangle ready. You can squeeze it a little, don't matter. I'm going to continue and make them all. Okay, so I did not make them all yet, but I wanted to show you that I will fill up the lower part of my pan. And then just like with lasagna, I will just go ahead and put some of the sauce on top of everything. Just so you know, I don't know, maybe like 3. Let me show you. So this way, and now I'm going to continue and just put the rest of the ones I make on top of that. Okay, so I'm all out of my cabbage, and I do have a little bit left over of my meat, which I'm not going to like toss or anything like that. I will just form a little bowl and just stick it in the middle of the whole thing. And I'm going to show you the whole thing in just a second. Okay, so this is what it looks like. I did put sauce right there, and I decided not to go on top because there was still space left. I put it kind of overlapping in the middle, which is still really fine. Now I will just take the rest of my sauce. I know it looks like a lot, but it's good. It's good. So this cooking is for me and my hubby. Can you imagine that? Only us two. But he takes it to work for lunch and we eat it for lunch at home. So this, like anything with cabbage, in my opinion, and in opinion of a lot of Russian people, anything with cabbage, if you warm it up the next day, it's even better. So this one, you can totally make a bigger portion and it's gonna be really good. Now, some people do, some people don't. But you can totally put a lid onto this and cook it as it is. Or you can be me and put some sour cream here and there. You know, it will just mix up by itself. So, why am I using this? Just because it was here and I was too lazy to go somewhere else to get another spoon. I know. I love sour cream, so to me it's like, once it's done, I might even put more sour cream on there in my plate. You know, so since my hands are clean, I can just totally do that. Okay, doesn't it look much better right away? The only thing to do right now is to put a lid on top to bring this to a boil. And I would say cook it around half an hour, 45 minutes. I will check in on it and then show you what happens after that time. They should be done like half an hour, but I will probably just go 45 minutes. Nothing is going to happen to them if you cook them for a little bit longer. So now let me think. I did put everything in there. I believe so, because sometimes, not sometimes, but if you cook on cam, everything is just different because you have to put your cam everywhere you go, right? So, I would say I let it boil. It's right over there, you don't see it, but I let it boil for around half an hour, 45 minutes, and then I will check back in with you. Okay, So it has been 45 minutes, and I checked them, and they are great. They did not fall apart. As you can see, there are two, and the veggies are right there as well. It smells good. It looks good. You can put some sour cream on top. I will have it with some of my mashed potato right here because I'm a potato. Now let me cut this through and then show you how it looks like inside. Okay, so this is the inside, and this is how it looks like. There's your rice and your meat and the veggies right in there. Looks delicious. So I would say if you like this, give me a thumbs up, share and subscribe, and yeah, just try it out. Let me know. Leave a comment down below, and I'm gonna go eat. I see you in my next video. Bye-bye.